Do you ever struggle to focus? Have you sat down to work only to find yourself endlessly scrolling your phone? Or started something important, but your thoughts wander to 100 other things? You're not lazy. You're not broken. You just haven't discovered the true power of focus yet. Let me share a story. A story from long ago. About a boy named Leo, and how a single spark changed everything for him. In a quiet village, nestled between the mountains, there lived a teenage boy named Leo. He was clever. He was curious. But he had one major flaw: he couldn't stay focused on anything. One day he tried farming. The next he dreamed of becoming a writer. Then he would spend hours chasing birds in the forest, achieving nothing. The villagers often said the same thing. This boy has fire inside but no direction. One evening, exhausted and frustrated, Leo sat beside his wise old grandfather. "Why can't I stay focused, Dada? Why do I keep hopping from one thing to another?" he asked. The grandfather chuckled gently. "Because your mind is like a wild horse. It needs guidance. If you truly want to master focus, you must seek out the sage who lives deep within the forest." People whispered about him as the Flame Master. But remember, he doesn't give advice for free. He gives challenges. The next morning, Leo set off along a dusty path into the dense jungle. After hours of walking, he finally found the sage, a thin, serene old man seated before a cave, surrounded by absolute silence. His eyes were closed, yet Leo felt as if those eyes were staring straight into his soul. "What do you want, child?" the sage asked without opening his eyes. "I want to learn focus," Leo said. "I start so many things but finish none." The sage slowly opened his eyes. "Then take this," he said, handing Leo a small clay lamp with a tiny flame dancing inside. "You must climb the hill, reach the old temple at the top, and return without letting this flame die. If it goes out, you start again." Leo laughed nervously. "That's it. The test is simple," the sage replied, "but your mind is not." Excited, Leo began the journey. Soon, wind blew fiercely, leaves rustled wildly, birds screamed overhead, and his hands shook. The flame wavered dangerously whenever he looked too far ahead. It nearly went out when thoughts of his past failures crept in. Slowly he realized the lesson: if I think about everything, I lose everything. But if I focus only on this flame, I stay on the path. Time passed. His legs ached. Sweat streamed down his face. Yet something remarkable happened. His mind began to quiet. No thoughts of the village. No lingering dreams. No doubts. Only this moment. This step. This flame. Hours later he reached the summit. The temple loomed, broken, ancient, and silent. But the flame was still alive. Leo, however, wasn't finished. Now he had to return the same way. The jungle had grown darker. The path down the hill was steeper. At one point he slipped, nearly losing everything. Later, a tiger's roar echoed from the distance. Fear crept in. What if I die? What if I drop the lamp? He thought. But he kept repeating in his heart, just protect the flame. One step at a time. When he finally reached the sage's cave, the flame was still burning. Leo collapsed to the ground, exhausted but glowing from within. The sage nodded slowly. "Now you are ready to learn," he said. Leo sat up. "Tell me, what does this teach me?" "The flame is your focus," the sage explained. "The jungle is the world. The wind, the fear, the noise, they are your distractions. And the path is your life." He leaned forward, whispering, "The world will always try to steal your attention. Your mind will pull you in 1,000 directions. But success, peace, and greatness only come to those who protect their flame, no matter what." When Leo returned to his village, everything looked the same. But he was not. He no longer chased 10 things at once. He chose one goal, woke early, worked in silence, and focused like a warrior. Years later, Leo became a respected teacher, a writer, and a guide for others. People asked, "What's your secret?" He would smile and say, "I don't do 10 things. I do one thing at a time, with full fire, because I once carried a flame through the storm and never let it die." The lesson is clear. We all carry a flame inside us. Our dreams, our energy, our focus. But the world is full of winds trying to blow it out. Protect your focus like fire. Because if your focus dies, your dreams die too.